Okay, it's NCM Local TV here at the Shop Putnam Expo on Cinco de Mayo, right, May 5th, with Richie Dandrea, who is the chairman of the Shop Putnam Expo. So, Richie, it's sort of towards the end of the show now. What's your takeaway, and what might you be considering for next year based on your experience?
Well, this is an annual event. This is our 6th annual, and each year we've been able to perpetuate it on the same week of the month, the first week of May. And people know that it's an annual event. We do a good job promoting it. So our traffic has increased, our vendor count. We've gone from 75 vendors 6 years ago up to 140 vendors today. We have the youth art display today honoring the students from the Mayapack School District from kindergarten through 12 for their art awards. We have the local high school musicians. We have an a cappella group from Mayapack High School. So we tie a lot of new events in to try to keep the activity on board all day long. We closed this morning, actually cut the ribbon this morning with the EDC breakfast with 200 people of our local community business people. And that was our grand opening. And from that point on, we've had traffic all day. It's been a great event. We shut down about 7 o'clock tonight, and I think this is the best ever.
So it's part business expo, part community fair, sort of.
Absolutely, yeah. And we try to bring in the home appeal, so we have a lot of home improvement. We've got carpeting, painters, we've got roofers, we've got a lot of interest that'll be on the business-to-business networking that you normally think you'd have at a weekday event. So people make time for our event, and next year we're going to tweak it a little bit further and come up with some new ideas, and that's what we do every year.
And so after this event is over, I imagine you will pretty quickly schedule like a review, right, of this? And
we're on it right now. We're on a recap meeting next week. We put together all the highs and lows and all the good points and take a suggestion box and we tear it apart. We start this process again in September for next year. So it's always a work in process, and we look forward to, we already booked the date for May 4th next year already. And
Richard, what is the buzz that you picked up today here in general about the recession, hopefully receding into the background among the vendors?
Well, it's primarily a small business event. Everyone here is running a mom and pop business. So the key to those people are they're born optimists. Every day they wake up in hopes of doing business. So we're here today with 140 of people that are optimistic about tomorrow. So our plans are that we're going to continue to do business and we're moving forward, and Putnam's a great place to do it.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Richie Dandrea, chairman of the Shop Putnam Expo. Okay, this is NCN Local TV with Kelly Montanino of Hudson Valley Hospital Center at the Shop Putnam Expo. So, Kelly, you were just saying that it's been a great turnout.
Oh, wonderful turnout this afternoon and morning from 10 to 6, so it's 5:15 now.
So when people come by the booth here, the hospital booth, I mean, do they ask you any particular questions? Or?
Actually, they have, specifically about the expansion and grand opening of the hospital.
So they're aware of the expansion, which
yes.
that's really good,
wonderful,
right?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
We're getting the word out very well, yes.
And what particularly are you giving out in the way of information?
The invitation to the grand opening, which is on June 24th, and that's a Thursday. And then we've got Family Fun Day, which is Saturday, June 26th. From 10 to 1 p.m.
So you're giving out the literature and things like that,
and
right?
And of course, on the newly expanded hospital, we've got the new physical therapy, rehabilitation center, wound care, expanded emergency department, you name it.
And what's going to happen exactly on Family Fun Day?
Oh, we're going to have Bounty Castle. We're going to have a teddy bear fair where kids can bring their teddy bears or dolls and they can get a checkup. We're going to have all tours of the emergency department, the new patient tower, and maternity every hour. So the patients in the community can get a really good look at the new hospital.
And the fact that the hospital, of course, the main hospital is in Peekskill, Cortland, and then I know you have a lot of satellite medical centers.
Yeah, we go as far east as Yorktown, north to Poughkeepsie, and south down to Ossining. So that's our, that region, that whole area.
Right, and so that's why you're here at the Putnam County or Mayapack Carmel event.
We represent part of Putnam, and as I said, we go fairly far east.
Right. Okay, and having been at the show today, and is there anything you would do differently next year? Or,
Absolutely not.
Oh, really?
It was absolutely perfect. It was a great turnout. 10 to 2 was probably the bulk of the turnout. But, I run out of bags and, the information, people are taking the information. So that's wonderful, not just the free giveaways.
Right. No, that's a good thing.
It
right?
is. It is.
So anyhow, thank you, Kelly. We've been talking with Kelly Montanino, who is the Community Outreach Coordinator for Hudson Valley Hospital Center.
Thank you.
Okay, this is NCM Local TV at the Shop Putnam Expo with Joe Marconi of Osceola Garage. Joe, you just told me that you've been pushing the oil change at the show. How's that been going?
Very good. Very good.
And tell us again what the deal is?
Well, if you buy a 4-pack of 4 oil changes for $79.80,
right,
it reduces the price down to $19.95 for most cars. It's a great deal. You prepay for 4, and you have a year's worth of oil changes.
And what would it normally be? You know?
About $30, $32. So it's a big savings.
So it's like a 50%.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Good savings, and it applies to most cars. And it's the most important service.
And how has that been going over at the show?
Very good.
Yeah?
People are very receptive to that. In this economy, everybody's looking for a good deal. That's a good deal.
Right.
That's a good deal.
And in general, how has your business been going? You know, now with everybody saying the recession is starting to fade, hopefully.
We haven't really seen that much of a drop off. People realize that in this economy, it's even more important to maintain their cars. People are not giving up their cars. They're maintaining their cars, keeping it longer. So they come to us to get the advice they need to get those cars running as best as possible, save money on fuel, and make it last longer. It's in their best interest.
Right. So actually, I mean, you might say that with the car sales being off, it's actually helped your business, right?
Tremendously.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. And I think that the trend is toward keeping your car longer.
Right.
That will only help us in the long run.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We've been talking with Joe Marconi of Osceola Garage. Joe, thank you. This is NCN Local TV at the Shop Putnam Expo on May 5th in Mahopac at the Villa Barone, and we're talking with Ron Milowitz. And Ron, you had been telling me how during the last couple of years you were being very innovative in how you were putting together a lot of different jobs, you might say, right? To
Sure.
create sort of your own unique career. So can you talk about that a minute?
Sure. Let me start with the fact that I worked in corporate human resources for a lot of Fortune 500 companies for about 35 years or so. As the economy turned, I found myself as the odd man out. Still had all my obligations, financial obligations, and needed to reinvent myself. This is early 2010. I did my 2009 taxes and found that I had 8 jobs last year on the books. And I found that reinvention was the key to survival. I have worked as a waiter, I've worked as a bar bouncer, I have worked as a model, I have worked as a salesman for a cemetery, an advanced planning counselor. I have worked as a substitute teacher. I'm self-employed as a rent-a-run, and rent-a-run basically does what you need, and I do it right. I work with a mind, I work with my hands, and it's been an interesting journey of reinvention for myself. I have now worked pretty much 7 days a week for the past year and a half, and really still unfortunately fallen short of my income goals, but I find that perseverance, a good attitude, the love of a good wife, and understanding that you've got to move on and you can't dwell on the past has been a real key to success for me. I was really astounded to see that I held 8 different positions last year. And I guess the lesson I've learned is you get what you put into things, and I'm very pleased with that. It's been a bit of a journey, but it's brought me to meet a lot of new, interesting people. It's brought me a lot of faith in myself, and I've seen that my friends and family are very, very supportive. Life's an interesting journey. I do enjoy it. So Rent-A-Ron, it's a good place. Can I drop a phone number?
And how would people get in touch with you?
My cell phone number is 914-260-4232. And again, I work physically, I work mentally.
And what about email?
Email is Smilowitz, SMILOWITZ, at optonline.net.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks very much, Ron, and we'll see if any of the viewers of NCN Local TV will have Rent-A-Ron in their future.
Rent-A-Ron. Can't go wrong with Rent-A-Ron.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Bruce. I really appreciate it. Thank you.